Hello and welcome to the SACCO Insight Podcast, where we amplifying people's voices. My name is George Ombado, the Executive Director of KUSCCO. Welcome to yet another SACCO Insight. This episode you're having incredible leaders in the continent of Africa. They're actually movers and shakers who have played a key role in supporting the SACCO industries, not just in their respective countries, but in the continent of Africa. Oh, and above all, they're also DEs, development educators. They have a passion for the credit union system, and we'd like to hear more about their work and how they're actually changing their respective communities and country. Join me in welcoming Fumbani Nyangulu, who is a DE Africa, DE Europe, and Fumbani DE?
Yes, Europe DE as well as US DE.
And you've also been a mentor in which DE?
In the Europe DE, I mentored last year.
And Fumbani is currently the CEO of Malawi Union of Savings and Credit Association, which is a league. He is also a board member at KUSCCO and a KUSCCO Foundation. Welcome, Fumbani.
Thank you, George. Thank you.
Our next guest is Arnold Munene. He has a passion for the credit union movement, a great man. We'd like to hear more about him. He's also a DE, having done Africa DE program. And Munene, which DE program did you do?
Europe DE.
And Europe DE. And soon he'll also get into the mentorship role of supporting the credit union movement. Thank you. So these are the two gentlemen that are going to interact with us on SACCO Insight. So Fumbani, I'd like to know, what is the landscape, the current landscape of SACCO system in Malawi?
Well, Malawi is a small country in the southern part of Africa, and we have quite a number of SACCOs, over 100 in a small country, but we normally talk of about 45 SACCOs that are regulated by central bank, who are the regulators of SACCOs in the country. These SACCOs are doing tremendous job in as far as I'm concerned. We believe that for us to see that SACCOs are doing very well, we look at the impact they are having, they are making to livelihoods. So we do serve a membership of close to 300,000 now in the 45 SACCOs, and we keep growing. And the issue is, what are we focusing on? We're focusing on reaching to about 1 million members by 2030. And the way the numbers have started now growing in our SACCOs, it is giving us a lot of courage, and we think that we'll hit those numbers. So it is about the impact these SACCOs are making in the livelihoods.
I like that. What Fumbani is saying, that SACCOs are having an impact and with the livelihood of people in community, and you have specific targets on getting into 1 million plus members. But you've also introduced another angle about regulation. Why is regulation important in the work that you're doing in Malawi?
If I may take you back, George, in early 90s, in Malawi we had almost over 500 SACCOs. But most of them were small, and could not compete on the financial market space. By the end of the day, they were liquid, maybe facing quite a number of governance challenges. They were really small. So we had to take a decision that if we really want to run a financial institution by the name of a SACCO, it has to be a SACCO that is sustainable. And therefore, we started having a talk on how can we bring in risk management in these SACCOs, and that's when we started talking about the regulation of SACCOs. And in 2010, we managed to get the SACCO specific law, and that is why we talk of the central bank administering this law on SACCOs. And I must say that since we started getting to the regulation space, our SACCOs have been growing, and it is always a good story.
Okay, so regulation is fairly new, almost 10 years, but we are having an impact. I know the question that somebody else will ask, which I often hear, are SACCOs are charitable organizations, SACCOs really a financial institution, but what you're confirming here is you're operating like a financial institution, or you're a financial institution.
For us, we believe that SACCOs are financial institutions. It is a question of the target. We're targeting everybody, but most importantly, as you know, it is those that are really having challenges to get the commercial commercial financial institutions. And this is where we're targeting more, because we have a number of people in those areas which are underserved. So this is where we're getting mostly. But apart from that, I must say that we're serving everybody, even the SACCOs that we have in the urban sector.
Excellent. We have in this case a situation whereby Malawi is a relatively small country and Kenya is a big country. Fumbani, the CEO Association, has indicated they were small, but now they're trying to merge those SACCOs to be more economically viable. So in Kenya, what is the landscape and what is the current status of SACCO industry in the country?
Thank you, George. In Kenya, as Fumbani has mentioned, Kenya has embraced the SACCOs in terms of membership. So as we speak today, we have over 3,000 SACCOs, but out of the 3,000 SACCOs, we only have 367 that are regulated by the SACCO Society Regulatory Authority. Now, in terms of membership, we have 14 million members from different SACCOs, from the small ones to the big ones. Now, one thing that excites the whole scenario of the SACCO sector in Kenya is that Kenyans have embraced within time the culture of saving. As we speak, from the statistics that we get from the regulator, we have over 760 billion worth of deposits. These are members who have contributed from the formal and informal sector. And we have even SACCOs of Juakali. Juakali, these are people who wake up, men and women, who are going to casual jobs. They don't know whether they're going to get the jobs tomorrow, but the little that they get, they're able to put it in savings in their SACCOs. So to me, it is a reflection of the unity, the collaboration that we have, and the cooperation that has drove the SACCO sector in Kenya to be where it is today.
Okay. I like what you mentioned about Kenya being self-driven, because people are supporting or believe that SACCOs are there to empower them. But you also brought something that I often think about. Are SACCOs inclusive the way they were meant to be? SACCOs were designed for everybody. In Kenya, are SACCOs inclusive? I know Malawi, there are a couple of things you've done in Malawi that will show you're doing more in that area. But in Kenya, what is your feel about this particular area?
Before then, we used to have very few SACCOs. Why? Is because there was no trust. The population, the members never trusted that they can keep their money and they can have their money safe in a SACCO that is driven by themselves. But with time, when we started seeing the impact through the financial inclusion in different parts of the country, now members started to build confidence in it. Like we have now women have even come together and formed their own SACCOs. They have gone into businesses have been supported through SACCOs. And the good thing about SACCO, I always say it is people helping people. Doesn't matter whether you have wealth, whether you have a title deed that you need to give as a security, as long as you come together and you have the common goal. Your savings, my little money that I have, the little you have, we can put together and I'll lend you. And then you build yourself socially and economically. It brings a lot of confidence. And I feel we have gone to the most remote areas in this country and we've shown our population that it is possible. that you don't have to be wealthy. You can come from grass to grace through a SACCO.
That's a good point when you look at the SACCO business model across the world, which is also, we call it a credit union. It's about building financial wellness of the people. And from your explanation, you're clearly mentioning that while you might having challenges on how to address that, you still remain focused to see that there's proper financial wellness within your system. Fumbani, you've done a lot in Malawi around bringing young people and bringing the women programs to see that nobody's left behind in this space. In fact, I'm fully aware as the CEO of KUSCCO that currently the fastest growing SACCO in Africa comes from your country. What is driving that?
When we had the CEO of this SACCO, the SACCO had only about 7,000 members. But now we talk of about 70,000 members.
In a span of how many years?
That was from 2015 to date. I mean, less than 10 years. Yeah. So this is where we experimented, starting from the staff that are working in that SACCO. I think the median age in that SACCO is less than 30, maybe about 25 thereabout. So you can imagine there are young people that are running around supporting this SACCO, and you can see a young person talking to a fellow young person to join a SACCO. It is very, very easy for them to agree. And then we used that. As I talk now, almost half of the membership of the SACCO are youth, less than 35. And the SACCO keeps growing, and the SACCO keeps growing. And now other SACCOs have been borrowing a leaf from there, and they're able to implement some of the strategies that are happening there. And we use that SACCO also now to come up with a youth network in the country for the SACCOs.
And Africa is a young continent. A question that I may ask both of you: what keeps you awake? I know you are all controlling a country in terms of seeing that the SACCOs in Malawi are strong, the SACCOs in Kenya are strong. You need partners and players to support you. But what troubles you, or what makes you think about these future SACCOs in your country and in the continent? I'll start with you, Arnold Munene.
George, I'll say this. My passion and what drives me personally in the model that we have of people helping people, it's because it has broken all the barriers. If there's a way a nation can grow, the population can grow, it is through the community helping each other, coming together with a common purpose of uplifting each other. Now today, as we speak, 30% of Kenya's national saving is from the SACCOs. That tells you that today in the pillars of health, it is being propelled through the SACCOs. In agriculture, where we want to produce for the Kenyans, for the people, for the nation, much of the input is through SACCOs. When it comes to housing, shelter, which is very key in any nation, it has been driven through SACCOs. Health, our grandmothers, our mothers, they have gone through this system, they have gone through wellness, being covered by the savings they have in the SACCOs. So what better way can a nation grow if they don't uplift themselves through them coming together? And not for profit. It's for us an impact. And that's why, as the CEO of KUSCCO, one of the things that I'd want to see is a thriving SACCO sector in Kenya, so that we have compelling stories. When I go to Parliament and I tell them this is what we have as an industry, this is what we want, we can assist the government achieve A, B, C, D through our input as a SACCO. And that is what we would want to see going into the future. Even the youth. Kenyans, we had a lot of issues about Gen Zs. And I'm happy SACCOs have adopted technology. They have gone to their space so that they can relate with each other. Because the future of our SACCOs, it is in our generation. what are we going to leave behind? Is this model sustainable? Yes. We evolve with times, and that is what we are doing as a union.
I like that. You mentioned that the future of our SACCOs is on the young people, and the continent is a younger continent. Since you came in as the CEO of the National Association, there are many things that you've done that is clearly you're striving towards bringing everybody together. Thanks for that explanation, Fumbani.
Malawi being a small country and with, I can say it is a smaller SACCO movement, but with a high vision of trying to reach to each and every corner of the country, where we want to make sure that people embrace a saving culture. We really want to see how we can grow SACCOs both in the rural areas and in the urban sector. When you look at statistics, you find that in Malawi we have a greater population living in the rural areas. We have very well run SACCOs that are in the urban community because of the check-off system and all that payroll systems that are there. But in the rural community where people are doing a lot of farming and all that, maybe we've not been very able to sustain the SACCOs in that area. This is what gives us sleepless nights. We want to see how we can get to them, and they should understand how they can run these SACCOs more sustainably, and then they benefit a lot more members. So we still have a lot of work in Malawi, and this is what as a national association we're focusing on. Getting back a bit again, we still believe that the youth should drive this. Issues of technology should come in so that we're able to service these people in the spaces where they live. So these are some of the things that we continually keep working on. Now, for the SACCOs that are doing very well, you know, as you're going that side, you also don't want to start losing these ones that are running very well. What risk management mechanisms are we putting in place to ensure that they are sustainable and they are running soundly and they're able to provide financial services the way they're supposed to be in the financial marketplace?
Excellent. Those are clear visions on how the national associations have been driving the agenda of the SACCOs. I'd like just to have requests for parting shot or your view, particularly looking at, I'll give an example. Assuming you had an opportunity to address 2,000 young people in the University of Makerere in Uganda or University of Cape Town in South Africa, and you are tasked to encourage them, to let them understand what is one thing that they should embrace or see value in joining a SACCO, knowing that they're unemployed, how will you advise them to attract them? And you've been given a pitch to talk to them on the power of the credit unions or the power of SACCOs. Any of you can go.
For me, I would want to start talking to them on the importance of one having a peace of mind. For you to have peace, it means you have built your financial wellness. If you start at that young age and you want to have a peace of mind, you want to build your future that is credible, that is something that you want to enjoy, then you start working on your financial wellness when you are still in school.
As a young person, you have dreams. These dreams can be achieved when you sit down and understand where you want to be at what point. In SACCOs, it's about embracing the culture of saving. SACCOs do not want to know who you are, the race, where you come from. As long as you have the passion and the heart to put in a little by a little, it will get you where you are. You're in campus, you have friends. Come together, put your money together in a pool, guarantee each other. That's the model of the SACCOs. Then you can start a business. You don't have to wait for white-collar jobs. It might take you 3 years, 4 years, but you'll get there. I am happy to say today, I'm happy that Cooperative University of Kenya The students have a SACCO. The little they are given by their parents, they put aside. The little that they do manual jobs, work at school, they get something. And I'm happy administration can assist you, even have a wing of even photocopying in school. The income you generate, save it, and then you'll start. And we are assuring you, in Kenya, our main mandate is to tighten the governance structures in our SACCOs. Let it be all inclusive, so that you feel safe, that the shilling that you deposit in a SACCO is as safe as any shilling in any financial institution. Save me today, I'll save you tomorrow. That is what money promises.
Excellent, excellent. SACCO Insight this time, you've had the National Association leaders, CEOs, reaffirming the commitment that associations have a role to advocate for the value and impact of the SACCOs. What I can confirm from what you've also said is financial wellness is not linked to income. You can have high income, but your financial wellness is impaired. All you need is proper planning, saving, borrowing right from the SACCOs, I believe so, and seeing that you plan well. Gentlemen, I thank you for joining us in this episode of SACCO Insight. I believe your insight will help other people appreciate and understand the value of SACCOs in other places, credit union system. Thank you.